All right, so we've learned about sustainability. That's just kind of making things last, everything working together. Um, reduce, reuse, recycle. That's a good understanding of sustainability. So there's three pillars of sustainability. Um, Ideally, all these pillars will be strong enough to support a sustainable plan for the future. So they're environmental, social, and economic. Environmental is one of the most people think of when they heard sustainability. They are environmental friendly. Many organizations are specifically concerned with environmental sustainability, including both nonprofit organizations like Greenpeace and government departments such as the EPA. It includes a wide variety of different components, including reducing water use in agriculture, opting for renewable power sources, regulating waste and the use of toxic chemicals, and recycling and reusing products. Social sustainability means that the conditions are for people are adequate and acceptable. So it includes human rights, labor conditions, stability of government in a given region, all the social interactions connected to the production of goods, foods, or energy are part of this. Social sustainability is the least discussed and supported of the three pillars, but it's just as important. Think about two workers, one who's paid a fair wage and has access to food, house, healthcare, and education. The other is really underpaid, they have limited access to these needs. The first is more capable of working well and effectively in an environment with social sustainability. The worker is also more capable of supporting environmental sustainability. So they go hand in hand. Then we have economic. That means the practices and use are financially practical. They are not so costly to eliminate profit in terms of either labor required or total pricing. Economic sustainability is essential. In fact, when economic concerns are not addressed, often environmental sustainability falls in favor of industry. So, minimum wage, a sustainable option. It's politically, you hear a lot about minimum wage being raised or not raised. The minimum wage was designated to provide social sustainability long before anyone coined that term, but it's also closely related to economic sustainability. There's a lot of disagreement about it in industries, including agriculture. Based on this discussion, do you think a higher minimum wage is a sustainable option for the United States? And that think about, does that make sense for these businesses to be paying this much? Are they bringing in that much profit? Does it even make sense to do so? So, talk a little bit about Germany and what they're doing. So, natural resources are closely related to energy production. So, Germany is practicing to create a sustainable renewable energy for their population. So, they've been working for some time to reduce carbon emissions, promote the use of renewable energy, including solar and wind, and limit use of fossil fuels. In 2011, about 27% of their energy came from renewable resources. That's more than double the amount of the United States. Germany has promised aggressive emission cuts with a goal of 40% fewer emissions than 1990 by 2020 and 80% fewer by 2050. The environmental benefits of this energy plan are clear, but how does social and economic go into it? Individual citizens and local citizens have made half the investment in renewables. This has reduced government investment. For the first time in May, sun and wind provided some 87% of the power needed. Electrical costs associated with renewable energy have been high, but on that day, German people were paid to use electricity. The investment in renewable energy has led to energy production far in excess of what they needed by the German people on this day, leading to energy credits on their bills. This is something of an exception. Both companies and individuals have struggled to handle the additional electricity costs. So, ongoing plans may not be economically sustainable. Social, there's some concerns with regards to the shift of renewable energy. Higher electrical costs impact lower income individuals more than higher income. To achieve improved social sustainability, programs like these may also require additional funding to keep costs manageable. So, in considering Germany's plan, do you think that this is sustainable? Can it continue over long term successfully? Around 90% of Germans support most of the changes to energy production, even with the higher cost of electricity. So, things to think about. So, some common practices in certain fields that already emphasize sustainability are integrated pest management. So, that's a strategy designed to reduce ag pests. Various methods are used with the least invasive. So, it reduces toxic chemicals, lowering the cost and exposure risk to workers. Reduced water use through smarter irrigation that we talked about in Unit 9. Increased use of renewable energy. Its resources are going to create jobs. Sustainable logging and mining practices strive to use what is needed and to leave the site better than what it was. So there's a lot of things to think about. What side you're on. I'm not swaying you one way or another. Not even telling you my side. Just giving you the information. But I can tell you this will continue to be an issue for the rest of your lives.